Hey guys, it's Hannah from Significantly Othered. How are you? I am okay. Um, Tonight I wanted to talk about and also kind of make a very public declaration so that I can hold myself accountable. Um, oh, it's a little painful now that I'm going through it, but fret not. I wanted to talk about being done and not internalizing your ex's bullshit. I have my laptop down here, so I'm like reading notes, because I had some thoughts and it was originally a journal entry, but I think it's really important to share with anyone else who might be interested in this. But in the last couple of days, I've really had to rethink a couple things, and I saw my ex for the first time after no contact. This past week, we met up twice, and just based on the conversations that we had, I really had to like draw the fucking line. I really had to pull from my boundaries, and I realized that I do have them. And it really, and this is a gain for me, right? It's a real big gain for me to be like, this is done. Like, I am actually fucking done. Just based on our interactions and just like kind of his inability to process certain things in a way that's healthy, or just I just was looking at him for a moment, and I was like, the twinkle in my eye just like went away. And anyway, so it was really like great to have like that moment, and that was really helpful for me because I had been struggling and vacillating for a little bit of time, but having that moment was just like, oh yeah, this isn't it. So again, I really pulled from like my inner strength, and it takes a lot to admit that the person I loved so deeply was really holding me back, because you never want to feel that way about somebody who you love, right? I felt like I was really committed to his personal growth and things like that, but he didn't do the same for me, you know? And I felt like during the time that we were together, I was stunted. I wasn't able to pursue a lot of the creative projects that I wanted to do, and I didn't have his support, I guess, to really achieve like major career goals that I had during the time that we were together. And yet, like, I was trying to do that with his career and like in his industry and all that stuff. So with that, it was also understanding that the majority of our relationship was really based on like trauma bonds that were very similar to the level of dysfunction that I was used to having, witnessed and growing up around that, like in my own childhood home, between the dynamics between my parents, or even like other relatives, like aunts and uncles and things like that. So that was one thing, that we were really, sometimes when we have like this really like good feeling about like, oh yeah, like, oh, this is great, this is so comfortable, but if it turns out that our baseline of like comfort is like dysfunction, then it's not really the best choice, right? So in hindsight, like, I really see that, and I had to remind myself like why I left him. I left him because we had a fight where he was extremely belligerent, using really abusive language, and he didn't think that I would leave, and I did. And he's a narcissist, and he treats people poorly, and when he's done with it on a cosmetic level, like, he doesn't have it in him to put in the 50% of like an equal partnership. So that is why I am not there, and I had to remind myself of that. And in our talks, he keeps reminding me that like, oh, you're talking to me again because you know that I'm a good man and I'm a good man, this and that. But essentially, he's not a good man, because good people, they come correct and they enter situations with dignity and like respect, you know, that it's not just like a surface level kind of thing, you know. And there's no huger turnoff to me than when a person, it doesn't even have to be the person I'm dating, but particularly because we were dating and we were together for so long, that I was so turned off by this lack of decisiveness, this passivity that he would employ in like every situation that required actual action, you know. The inability to come correct, which means a lot of different things, but for me it means a lot. And he didn't have a lot of self-respect or dignity or integrity in situations, and those are things that I really believe are important, you know. And when you don't engage with the world in that way, then you're not really engaging in a reality that's okay, you know. Anyway, so now that I'm in this place, like, I really feel comfortable and like wonderful that I am compromising my needs. Like, I'm no longer compromising my needs, right? Because I am advocating for myself, and I'm no longer kind of on like, you know, like on call for somebody who is consistently in crisis because of their unresolved issues, you know. And I can handle my stuff, and that has meant anywhere between, you know, going to therapy and having the time and the resources to do that, and, you know, going back to Muay Thai and going rock climbing again, like or going out for drinks with my friends, because I have the resources, time, and access to do that, instead of like, you know, supporting someone's substance abuse, which was also a huge part of like our relationship, you know. Like, I'm no longer like spotting money for like, you know, eighths here and there, or whatever, buying beer that I don't even drink. I don't really like beer. It's like a thing, you know. But I do like whiskey. Hey, so let me know. Anyway, so now I'm also able to do the work of being an accountable human being, right? Which is like super exciting for me. And I'm taking care of my shit. And I'm really handling what I feel like I need to handle. And I'm not involving other people and using them as distractions for what's actually going on internally. Shade thrown. So that's that. So, you know, this is more of like a commitment to myself. I'm making this video that at this moment in time, you know, this is me reminding myself of who the fuck I am, you know, and I'm pretty all right, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm just like too good, too smart. Like, I'm a good person. I'm a really fucking good person, you know? And I'm funny, I'm smart, and I'm too cute for this shit. I mean, as vain as that is, it's real, you know? And no matter how many times this particular ex has come to try to prove to me that he is a good man, he's subsequently also proven that he is not good enough a man to be able to keep me and to have or occupy my love, because I love fucking well, you know? So with that, I just wanted to leave with this quote that I really love from Nayyirah Waheed, and it goes a little something like this. So I think this is from Salt, actually, and if you haven't read Salt yet, it's an amazing collection, so please check it out. But the quote goes, "Someone can be madly in love with you and still not be ready. They can love you in a way you have never been loved and still not join you on the bridge. And whatever their reasons, you must leave, because you never ever have to inspire anyone to meet you on the bridge. You never ever have to convince someone to do the work to be ready. There is more extraordinary love, more love that you have never even seen out here in this wide, wild universe.